Hi guys, welcome to MVB Life Empowerment Sessions. We are back again. This is Malini Viri Boateng, and you are
George Boateng.
George Boateng, my bubble. So today you're going to be discussing an interesting topic since it's a week of love. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
It's down past, but for us it's still going. So we have a big question that we'll ask after the first question. So the first question is, in order to tackle our main key topic, I want to ask a question. What is love to you?
Love is more of showing affection, basically just being in the moment, showing if you care or not and stuff. Yeah.
Right. Deep affection. Right?
It's not deep affection. It's just being there, showing your emotions and all of that.
Right. Okay. So I know I was like also kind of reading more about it, and he was talking about it's deep affection and it's deep interest, which you did mention affection as well, because you could be affectionate towards, and it's not just like a romantic kind of relationship. Love goes across, you're supposed to love your neighbors, your family, your strangers. It's just a commandment from God. Love one another as you would have God love you, right?
Yeah.
Which goes back to say the next question: how do you identify love?
It's all about the emotions and that, like how people relate to if it's
To one
work,
another.
the attention that a person gives to it. If it's a person, like the time, the dedication to whatever the person says I love. So the time the person dedicate to it, the way the person react in their way of things, their thought, their actions, how quickly they react to things. That tells you the person really loves or care about you.
Right.
So it's like the foundation of what I would say is the person giving time to it and acting on it. So it's like if you love something, you nurture it, you build it, you guide it, you protect it, you watch over it. So these are the things that, like, you can say, okay, these like things I can identify. So if someone loves you, the person is going to be there to nurture what needs to be nurtured, to protect when it's needed, to provide when it's needed, like
Right.
these things. So and give the time and the needed space that is needed, like to watch over it. So that is what I would say. Those are the things that identifies it.
So basically, it's kind of like saying you become a gardener and a steward
Definitely.
over the person that you're with. Like if you love something or you care for something, you make sure you till.
Yeah,
Like you till the ground, you till the land, or in terms of a person's life, you make sure you pour into that, and the person, hopefully they pour back into you.
It's
Yeah,
not
you
because
watch
the person
over
pour
them.
back into you,
I
because
mean, it's nice
it's
when they
like
call back.
people love their job, and
Yeah.
they just spend their entire life being there.
Right.
It's not because the job actually pour back into them, but they just love being there. So
Right.
maybe it's not a job per se, but like maybe some co-workers that keep them there. So they just enjoy being in that space. So they will
Right.
dedicate their time, their resources, everything to that job. Somebody
Right.
love their garden, so it's not like the garden is going to pay back anything, but they just
I mean, it
enjoy
yields
being
you
there.
fruit.
It
It
does,
yields
but
you fruit,
definitely.
yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is like
There's some kind of reward, compensation.
definitely there is, but it's not because you are waiting for the fruit.
Yeah.
People just love because they just want to be in that moment. They just want to show that
Yeah.
appreciation to it.
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, right? Obviously, you don't love with a manipulative thought in mind, like you want to get something out of it, right? But then also because you are planting, right? When you're planting something, you want something to come up.
That's
You want
true.
something to you have an expectation. Let me put it that way, right? So obviously, if you are loving but you're not getting fruit back, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should stop loving, because love is a fruit of the spirit. You're supposed to exhibit it whether you receive it or not. It's just that you also kind of have to be very careful of where you continue to, like, to pour into it, should I say? like if the ground is really hard to till, right? It's not settled. It's not changing, and you're pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring into that ground, right? At some point, you will see that this one there's no rain, so you can't like just accept it. I mean, even though you continue loving, but I feel like there should be boundaries sometimes.
That definitely boundaries
Yeah.
is expected, you know, because like everything that we have, everything that we work with, there is like a limit to how far you can use it.
Right.
And normally when you go over the limit, that is when people it's like you work out over your limit, then you are going to the
Stop
hospital.
breaking down.
Exactly. So you when you know what you can produce, when you know what you can do, then you know this is how far I can go.
Right.
So it's not like I'm measuring what the person or what I'm going to get back.
Get back
but
from the
this
person,
is
yeah.
all that I have within me within this space. So I'm just
Right.
doing it. I'm just giving everything that I have. Like, you know, if that attention is there, you give that attention to the time that you have.
Right.
If it's money, if it's finances, you give to the most that you can actually afford.
Right,
If whatever, if it's time to play, whatever that you can do, you make sure you provide that within that time, within that space that you have.
Right.
You give it that like that's what I would.
And I believe like love is genuine. Like, you know, there's a genuineness to love that it's not just materialistic stuff. The materialistic stuff is expression of how you honor the person, should I say, and how you care for the person. But even without the materialistic stuff, you should know in your heart of hearts or have that deeper understanding that this person really has the best interests for me at heart, you know. I feel like the other factors, they are just toppings, but deeply it should be rooted on internal like desire and affection for the person, because when you have that deep affection, genuine interest in the person, you don't wish bad for them. And even if like maybe things are not flowing the way you want it to, you understand because you have a deeper root. You know, your love or your relationship is not based on material things, but it's based on like tangible love, you know, that can be expressed and felt. Amen. I feel like I'm in church, but we're gonna continue. I got lost for a second. So with that in mind, you knowing what love is, and also you express certain attributes
Yeah.
of love. My big question now is, can a person fake love?
Anything is possible. So why is that not like, you know, possible?
Okay.
We
Love can
always
be
say
faked.
definitely anything
Okay.
is possible. We always say like this word is there is like limitless of resources and everything.
Opinions.
So people can go to the extreme that man cannot even imagine.
Right.
So people can tell you they love you. People can provide, like I said, they can do everything
Buy you.
that you need.
Your
like,
affection.
you know, exactly, but and that is what I was initially trying to say. Like it's not you are expecting something back because
Right.
people can give you everything that you want, but it's not they really love you.
Right.
You know, and there is like the pittiness that some people will show. They think of the situation, the circumstances that you have been through, so they just provide for you.
Right.
It's not like they really love you, but they provide because they feel some pittiness
Sympathy.
and exactly in it. So and I know people have find themselves, you know, in relationship, in marriages where it wasn't love, but it was because the
A
person
need for each other.
kind of like, you know, shows some sympathy,
Right.
some vulnerability, and it's like I try to be in that space to provide
fulfill
fill
that void.
that void,
Yeah.
and then by the time the other
Realize
the
it.
receiving person takes it like love.
Yeah.
And maybe communication wise they don't really talk about it, so or he also, it's like, okay, I think this person really loved me because we talk
Right.
about love is about providing, it's about caring, it's about protecting. Since the person is doing that,
Right.
you assume the
You
person
assume
really
it's
really
love.
love you, but it's because maybe because
Yeah.
of the situation that you find yourself in, so they want to really help. So it's just more
Yeah.
about just talking about things, just knowing where you stand, so that
Right.
it's not one sided. Because when it becomes one sided, that is why sometimes people get into a relationship. It's like, oh, when we were not married, you were
You
doing
were
this
doing
and
this. They
that,
get
that,
fed
that,
up.
that, that. And now that we are married,
It
I
stopped.
don't see it, because
Right.
sometimes it was just you've been vulnerable, and she was trying to just fill in that space. So
Right.
it wasn't
Right.
like I really love you. I was caring because I thought you need that
Yeah.
hand.
Exactly.
And the receiving person thought, oh, all of these things, check what love is. So I think this person is showing me love,
Right.
and then they will continue in their relationship, in their marriage. So by the time the other
You
person
figure it
realized,
out.
it was like, oh, it was just a helping hand.
The foundation was not
Yeah,
for.
exactly. It was just a helping,
Yeah.
but so it wasn't just love. So in as much as we understand love, give time, give attention, provide,
Right. Right. Right.
just talk
Right.
and know where you both stand, so
Right.
that you just don't just pick up the other side of love because the person is giving me the time, the money,
The
the
affection
resources, and the
and yeah,
affection,
like
everything. The person really loves me, because
yeah.
sometimes that people, like, stories in movies, and like some people just want to maybe sleep with you, so they'll provide you everything that they
That you
want,
need.
and you think that is
That
love,
is love,
because
but it's
when
not. Yeah.
it's like we all talk about, like, the man will provide, the man will protect, and all of that, provide everything that you need,
Right.
protect all that you need, give you the time, but as soon as the person gets what he or she wants,
They gone.
then they come out of it.
Yeah.
Then you start questioning yourself, I thought this person really loved me.
Yeah.
Right.
Thought they
So
cared. Yeah.
it's in as much as you are watching for all these signs and all these identifiers, it's also good to also know where you stand
Where you really
by
stand. Yeah.
communicating and getting answers. It can be indirect, but you talk to know if the person really love you and
It's
is
for
willing
you.
to stay with you in a long while, than
Right.
just picking up the signs and assuming this is what the person really wants.
Assumption is a killer of joy. So I do really love what you're saying, to say sometimes you could find yourself in a situation where you think there's love there, but there's manipulation, some people get into relationships for selfish reasons sometimes, most of the times. When you kind of read stories of like why people are breaking up, why relationships are failing and stuff, you find out that when you really go to the root cause of the stories and trying to understand where the breakdown is, one person probably entered with selfish reasons, or the wrong reasons, should I say. So it's very important to be genuine in your approach to love. And the biggest thing is to communicate.
That's true. Yeah.
Before you say I do, or even when you say I do, communication is key to understanding whether or not your relationship is solid, and the person you are with, how far they can go to stand with you. Because we all know that relationships are not perfect. Yeah. Marriage is not perfect. It comes with its ups and downs, but you do need to have that person who's for you when it's bad, and for you when it's good. Not only for you when it's just, great. That would determine kind of like the level of your love. Because times can get rocky, but you do need to have solid foundation of love. And if you don't have that, it's never too late. You can build on it. Yeah. You can build on it through communication and trying to make sure that you and your partner are on the same wavelength, and it will help you. So I hope this section and segment was very beneficial and helpful for those that are looking for love, those that are in relationships where they are probably deeply in love, or you are questioning if this love is really, really for real. There's no need to assume and live your life on assumption. There's no need to make decisions, important decisions of your life on an assumption. Discuss it, talk about it. It's better you know where you stand and make the decision so that you don't resent each other in the long run. I don't know if my husband, you have anything else to say?
I think you summed it all up. Like, assumptions don't really help in a
any
situation.
case,
It's
yeah.
not just relationship, but it doesn't really give the best result.
Right.
So, like we've been saying for some time now, do talk about things, whether it's just family, it's married, it's friendship, it's whatever
Right.
it is. Do have time to talk and have the patience to listen,
Yes.
so that it's not like you just want to just say whatever is in you. You just want to voice it out, but you are willing to go say something
Somebody.
and get something out of it.
Yes.
So you give the other person the space, the avenue to also express themselves, talk about things.
Right.
Because to me personally, for all this our time here, I feel like
Yeah.
talking about things, trying to listen, we get a lot done. We get to understand so many
Right.
things in that space, and if it's helping us, I think
Yeah.
someone to can
Can also
also benefit
benefit.
out of it.
Yeah.
So being able to find a channel, a room where you can both talk, you can both discuss about things. It might not always go the way you
You
imagine
wanted.
it, the way you thought it was going to go,
Yeah.
but at least being able to talk and be talked to, you know where you stand and you know how to go about things.
Yeah.
It makes things much easier and simpler so that you don't assume things, you don't expect
Yeah.
things that the other person is not. Or
Yeah.
you
Or
think I thought
miscommunication.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that is what assumptions always come up to. So best is to just say things how it is, but in a manner that is really nice and respectful, so that you don't really say things that will
Hurt
make
the
the
other
situation
individual. Yeah.
really bad. Because as soon as you say something, you cannot just take it back.
Once
So
it's out, it's out.
yeah. So just being in that respectful way, that doesn't mean you are respecting the person, so you cannot say things, but you just have to make your views, your ideas, your problems heard in a nice and a way, so that it don't bring conflicts and some
Right.
unnecessary drama that don't have to come. And like I keep saying, it wouldn't sound okay from the beginning, but as you keep talking about it, and not the same thing repeating it itself, but as
Yeah.
you keep talking about things and issues and how you imagine things, how you see things, and getting the view of the other partner, you will be able to shift or know where you are heading towards. Either
And
the
build.
person
Yeah.
is really in the same space, or if not, is willing to go in the same journey or take the same step with you, so that you,
Yeah.
based on that, you can make a firm decision where you stand. It's better to know it now than when
Than
you
not to
get
know.
into it. And
Yeah.
you know what, if you're already in it, you can build it like that and keep going, and I think you will be successful
Yes.
in that relationship.
Absolutely. Hey, anything can be fixed. People can grow and you can build. You just have to make sure you focus and trust God and pray on it and believe, and everything will be all right. Thank you for tuning in. We'll bring you more topics.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.